The Ukrainian military once again made a direct hit on the Antonivka Bridge in the temporarily occupied Kherson region. According to preliminary information, in addition to the bridge, repair equipment also caught fire. This will make it possible to block the enemy's supply routes for military equipment and will not allow him to withdraw its manpower if necessary. And in the future, it will give the Ukrainian army an opportunity to carry out a counterattack. The armed forces of Ukraine used HIMARS rocket systems during the night to strike several positions of the Russian occupiers at once. According to the mayor of Melitopol, they destroyed enemy equipment and personnel.
Tonight, high-precision HIMARS missiles struck the points of temporary deployment of the occupying forces at industrial sites in various districts of the city of Melitopol. According to preliminary estimates, a significant amount of military equipment was destroyed. More than 100 Russian soldiers who were in temporary barracks that night received tickets to a Kobzon concert, and their parents are already choosing the model and color of a Lada car. Ivan Fedorov, Melitopol mayor, on Telegram.
The night before, the Russian army struck Bakhmut in the Donetsk region as the result of a hit in a residential house. A fire broke out. According to preliminary reports, no one was wounded. The Ukrainian military repelled Russian attacks in several directions.
In
the Kramatorsk direction, enemy tank, battle and rocket artillery fire was recorded near Kramatorsk, Siversk, Serebryanka, Grigorievka and Spirne. The occupiers carried out airstrikes near Grigorievka and Ivanodarivka. In order to improve the tactical situation, the enemy conducted an offensive near Verkhnokamensk. It had already traditionally suffered losses and withdrew.
However, the situation in Donbass remains difficult, the president of Ukraine stated.
However, the situation in Donbass remains very difficult. Our army is doing everything possible to stop the Russian terror and inflict the greatest possible losses on the occupiers. Avdiivka, Pisky, Marinka, Bakhmut and other hot areas in the Donetsk region take the main efforts and, unfortunately, many lives. It is also difficult in the Kharkiv region, in the south of our country, where the occupiers are trying to concentrate their forces.
Russian troops continue shelling civilian and military infrastructure in Novopavlivsk and Zaporizhzhia. They also staged provocations in Enerhodar near the nuclear power plant. The night before, Kharkiv was under fire again. At least 10 explosions were heard. One of the rivals hit an infrastructure facility in the Kievsky district of the city. Since the beginning of the war, Russia has been launching dozens of rockets and shelling populated areas with artillery every day in the Kharkiv region. To date, according to the prosecutor's office, the Russian army had fully or partially destroyed more than 7,000 objects in the city and region and killed more than 1,000 civilians.
More than 1,000 civilians have already been killed and twice as many wounded in Kharkiv and the region. Among those killed are 50 children. The youngest killed by the aggressors' actions was a 5-month-old baby. Alexander Filchakov, head of the Kharkiv Regional Prosecutor's Office.
In the Sumy region, Russian troops fired mortars and artillery at 5 communal settlements, damaging 6 residential households, a water tower, an electricity transformer and electricity transmission line. No casualties were reported. The night before, Russia also launched missile attack on the Vinnytsia region.
On the evening of August the 7th, the Russian occupiers congratulated the air forces on their professional holiday. Unfortunately, there are several missile attacks on military facilities in Vinnytsia region. There are casualties. The type of missiles is being established by the relevant services. The reasons for the failure of the missile warning system are being investigated. The command of the Air Force of the Armed Forces of Ukraine.
In the meantime, the occupation authorities do not abandon attempts to organize a pseudo-referendum in the Kherson region. According to the regional military administration, they are talking about bribing local residents. They are also discussing the possibility of voting at home, all to fulfill Moscow's task. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelenskyy said if Russia holds illegal referendums in the occupied territories of Ukraine, the possibility of any negotiations will be closed. Reported by Ksenia Bugay, Vlada Tsurkan, UATV News.